Hi, it's Angel Shaver, Stampin' Up Independent Demonstrator from Kansas, and today we are going to be making card 3 from the Apron of Love online card class. This week we get to make a Christmas card. Anybody been this ahead for Christmas before? I've had somebody ask me if these are to catch up with what I forgot to send last year or just didn't, or if I'm saving them for this coming Christmas, 2018. Well, starting with these for sure, these are waiting for Christmas 2018. So I'll have quite a few things, hopefully. This light is driving me nuts. Okay, I don't know what to do with it. I gotta get this lighting figured out. I'll just be bright and shiny. Okay. Ignore the mess you can see behind me. I'm in the process of organizing things, going through everything, even switching offices, but it is time to get prepared for the new annual catalog. And so there are a bunch of retiring products that I have pulled out to make sure they get a good amount of use between now and May 31st. They are retiring. This is a last chance only deal, and once they're gone, they're gone. If you come to card class Saturday in a couple of days at the El Dorado Train Depot, I will have a list of the retiring products that are still available and if they are on clearance. So just make sure that you RSVP today if you would like to come to any of those classes at the El Dorado Train Depot on Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and flip this down. Hopefully the light is better on the cards than it is on my face. And we will get started. I'm not going to be able to see your comments while I'm working, but I definitely will look at them and try to answer them later. So be sure to comment away, ask questions, whatever you need. Here we go. Trying to get a peek at what you can see. This is where I need to work. Okay, here is the card we're using, and I am setting it aside. I realize as I look at it that I totally did forget to get one thing out, so we'll just pull it out as we go along. We are using the Crumb cake paper, and this is cut. It's a piece of 8.5 and 11 paper cut hamburger style. And so it's cut in half, so it's 5.5 by 11, or by 8.5, sorry, 5.5 by 8.5. So when you fold it in half to make your card, you have a 5.5 by 4.25 card. And now I have cut a strip of the Be Merry Designer Series paper at 1.5 by like 5.25 inches. And the first thing we're going to do is stamp on this. And I've already laid out my stamps, put them on blocks. We are using the Made with Love stamp. from the Apron of Love series. And I'm checking because I didn't get my Stamparatus out. So if I don't get this dark enough, we're just going to have to live with it. I'm going to stamp it right there. I pull it up, and thank goodness it is what I consider dark enough. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this onto the cardstock. I think this Be Merry DSP might already be sold out. But there will be some new Christmas Designer Paper Series coming in on June 1st in the new catalog. And my online launch party will be starting that day. I'm just eyeballing it. If you want it to be exact, it's okay to measure, but I prefer to just eyeball and say, oh, that's good enough. Okay, now I am going to need a couple of punches. That's what I forgot to get out, so I will go ahead and get this ready. I will be punching out our gingerbread cookie with the gingerbread builder punch. And I'm going to flip it around this way and put my scrap of crumb cake in it and see if I am getting a whole body that way. I am. There we have the body. And so I will grab a piece of real red, and I'm going to want a little bow and just the heart. It's one of the best things about these builder punches, is if you can figure out how to slide your cardstock in just where the piece that you need is, you don't end up with a lot of scraps. But when you need something in the center, a lot of times you end up with a bunch of scraps. Okay, so here's my gingerbread pieces. You might want to go ahead and get that little girl all taken care of. I am using my basic black marker, the thin side, not the wide brush, the writing tip, to make some buttons and a face on my gingerbread girl. If you have the cookie cutter Christmas stamp set, you can always stamp a gingerbread cookie before you punch it out. But I know that not everyone watching this has that option. So I thought I would show you how you can decorate this gingerbread person if all you have is the Apron of Love stamp set. I am getting the hair bow ready to put on with the glue dot. And then I think I will get a glue dot on the little heart so we can stick it on as well. These glue dots might be bigger than this little heart. Just barely. I'm gonna use it anyway. No, I'm not. I have to get a new one. Right. And we will stick her little heart right on the side of her chest where a heart would be. And there she is. I'm actually going to get rid of that glue dot and put just a drop of glue. I never expected this part to take me the longest on this video, but it is. Well, I can't say that. We haven't done it all yet, so who knows? These teeny tiny pieces are sometimes challenging when your fine motor skills are not exactly what you would like them to be. Okay, then we put my gingerbread person over there, and we will get out the Everyday Label Punch. I think that's what this is called. And a piece of silver, because we are going to punch out the baking tray. In the same way I did the builder punch, I always look at it while I'm punching and then flip it upside down so that my punched piece goes right on the table and doesn't flip up in the air somewhere. Okay. Put these pieces over here until we're all ready to assemble the card. And I will be pulling out my Big Shot. Now I have the magnetic base plate on it, although I don't have any stamped images. That is important for me to make sure I get exact. So I will just start putting pieces, paper pieces on here, and then I will pull out. Oops. I don't think I need that one, fortunately. I don't need anything of that pattern. This is the pattern for the apron. So we will be putting it about right there. And this houndstooth pattern is what I'm using for my baking mitt. And the crumb cake is for the rolling pin. So I will stick this down, and we're going to send these through. Now, these are framelits, and so they are not that detailed and difficult to cut out, so they only need one pass. And so now that I have those through, I am going to move these pieces and put away those thinlits while I get out the pocket and the string that goes around your neck with your apron, because that's what we will be cutting out on the red. And those through, and now we'll move the big shot, and we will start putting the card together. These back in the thinlits so they don't get lost. Okay. Now it's time to put our little details together. I'm not sure the best. There we go. Okay. So we are going to glue the gingerbread girl to the baking sheet. I'm going to put some glue on the back of my gingerbread girl. And just put her right on the baking sheet. Okay. And then I was going to use some Snail. Where did I put that? Okay. Just going to run a strip of Snail. Use whatever adhesive you want, but when I'm doing this part, I like to use Snail. On the back of the apron, and then I'm just going to attach the top right there. And there you have the apron. Now I'm going to stamp. Oh no. I'll make a new apron before I finish because I just dropped my ink pad on my apron, which that happens. But I'll show you how to do this, and then before I post the picture of the video, you will have a new apron without the ink pad stain. It has I love baking, and you just stamp right there at the top of your apron. And I will be putting it all finished together after I make a new apron, because that's kind of an important piece here. But then you also will take the pocket, glue it on the front, and then when you're putting it all together on the card, you will take the apron and glue it down with the pocket, which is on it. Take the baking tray that you're carrying, and then you will pop up with dimensionals your baking mitt and your rolling pin. So I will get a new apron made later, get that all put together, take pictures of it. It will be on my blog by tomorrow morning, which is angelstamps1, the number 1, .blogspot.com. I'm going to pop you back up just to see if there are any questions, and there aren't yet. So if you're watching this and you have questions, I will not be live to answer them, but I will be checking on them, and I will answer them as soon as I can. And remember, if you want to come to the live in-person classes at the El Dorado Train Depot on Saturday, please make sure you let me know by today, which is Thursday, May 17th. I will see you next week when we will be making a Father's Day card together. Bye.